Test 1, 2. Sega.
Comix Zone is an extremely late-era Mega Drive title originally released in August 1995. The game puts you in control of Sketch Turner, a comic artist who is unwillingly transported into the pages of his own comic when a lightning storm releases the comic's villain Mortis into the real world. Mortis hopes to gain mortality by killing Sketch within the pages of his own comic. Sketch is joined by his trusty rat Roadkill and also assisted by comic character Alyssa Cyan, who provides radio intel throughout the game. The game is an extremely stylish action platformer that takes the comic setting very seriously and frames each scene in the form of a comic panel. An entire stage basically amounts to the page of a comic book, and it's great fun seeing Sketch bound from panel to panel and defeat enemies in a shower of shredded paper. But the Mega Drive version of Comix Zone is not the only version released in 1995, as Sega went and released a PC port in November that same year. Now I can see why Sega did this, as the PC gaming market is significantly wider than a Twilight-era Mega Drive audience, but the PS1 and the Saturn had launched in Japan in 1994, so why no ports to those systems? Baffling stuff. The PC port of Comix Zone features a new introduction sequence that is probably this version's most defining feature. It's a really striking title screen that really pops, while successfully showcasing the comic book nature of the action. Outside of this, the differences are quite minor. The game's audio is now powered by sound cards of the era, and we're emulating a Gravis ultrasound for this video. It doesn't have the same crunch as the Mega Drive's FM synthesis, but it does the job well enough, and the sampled speech does play back at a higher quality, even if the bitrate is still a little compressed by today's standards.
Well done, Turner.
Oh yeah.
Well done, Turner.
Oh yeah.
There are also 3 difficulty settings, which are a welcome addition as the original game is notoriously difficult and features no difficulty settings at all. But that's your lot as far as differences go, which is a real shame because CD audio would have been a great benefit to this release, especially as Howard Drossin recorded all the game's theme songs as full band versions for the Sega Tunes CD release in 1996. It's also quite difficult playing the PC port of Comix Zone in this day and age, and it doesn't play nice with modern versions of Windows. In order to get this capture, I had to install a PC emulator as well as a virtual Windows 95 environment for the game to work in. There are no source ports out there, or even a release on Good Old Games, so unless you have the patience to set up a PC emulator or have old PC hardware to run a copy natively, then you're a bit out of luck. Regardless, it's an interesting and widely forgotten version of the Sega classic that deserves to be seen, if only for its cool new intro.
See ya. See ya.